Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl JoJo, and I hope you guys are doing good today. This is the review for Ready to Love. OWN Network says this is season 7, episode 2. So I am currently in the midst of watching the episode and reviewing it at the same time. You guys know that's what I do now. I really wanted to get on camera today, but due to unforeseen circumstances, it seems like I am in this period where if it's not one thing, it's another. And that is definitely how the last 2 days have been. So I had to come out to Houston to handle a business venture that I got into, which would be great if I still lived in Houston, but it's not because I don't live here. And so when something goes wrong, I have to come out. So it's not as feasible as I thought it would be. My car is dinging and it's doing something that I've already gotten fixed. So I'm ticked off about that. And it's just one big money pit right now. I just feel like money is just pulling out of me, and there's no end in sight. So I'm a little down about it, but I'm trying to look on the brighter side of things. Yes. And the brighter side of things today is going to be talking to you and doing this Ready to Love review, because these things will pass and I will look back on this day, and actually I won't look back on this day at all. I'll forget all about it. So let's get into what happened on this show. Thank you for letting me vent. Ready to Love. Okay. So the singles get to the mixer and that bacon looked good. I don't know if I was hungry or if the bacon just looked really good. And I'm still hungry, y'all. I went to this restaurant. It's black owned. So I really don't want to call no names, but the chicken is not seasoned and I will fight everybody right now. I am so hungry. So yeah, they went to the mixer. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm on one today. They went to the mixer and nephew Tyler Perry comes out. So he's throwing a curveball in the second episode. Let me pull out our list of demands, because hold on, get my papers. What do our list of demands say, Tommy? Number 1, we're tired of being in these major cities. Number 2, we don't want people eliminated on the first episode. Number 3, we don't want curveballs on the second episode. Number 4, we don't like this curveball. The curveball that we liked, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that we enjoyed the blind date curveball. I know I did, because it gave us time to get to know the new person intimately in a setting with another cast member. It wasn't this whole mixer situation going on where we had to remember 18 people you were talking to. And the curveball was entered later in the game. Why are y'all entering a curveball on episode 2? They don't even know each other. It's not that curve of a ball. Anyway, not that curvy of a ball. Excuse me. I can speak a little bit of English. But anyway, we got 4 new singles. Febreze. Is it Febreze, y'all? I'm sorry. Febreze, Mark Anthony, Jonique, and Cynthia. So we're going to get to Cynthia in a minute. But first, let me talk about Jonique. Because as soon as I saw her name, I knew that she was going to be as country could be, and she sure enough was. And she doesn't have a choice but to be sure enough country, because her name is Jonique. And the reason why I can say that and say it with conviction is because my name too starts with Joe. As you all know, I never have told you guys my full name, I don't think. But just know it's country. Just know it's country, and that's why I sound like cornbread, and I can sleep in a field full of turnip greens and not feel a thing. That is why you have to be careful what you name your children. This is why I could not speak without a southern accent, no matter how hard I try, because this is what they named me. So Jonique, I already knew before you even started talking what was about to happen. But Jonique is cute, and Jonique is thick. Okay, she thickums. She said that if a man is intimidated by her, then it's not the right man for her, because she knows she can be a lot, but she's looking for somebody who can handle it. Okay, I guess Lyndon and his roommate is up for the challenge, because I'm sorry. Lyndon comes and has a seat next to Jonique and say he like her swag. She got a swag about her. I said, yeah, she got a cat suit on too that you like. You men are killing me today. Speaking of noticing somebody's outfit, Cynthia. So Andre takes one look at Cynthia and says, the first thing I noticed about Cynthia was her green dress, that green. I said, you noticed that titty Okay, you notice them titties in that green dress. Andre, quit playing with me. I don't have time. I would rather you just be honest, but I know that don't look good. Speaking of don't look good, what is going on with Andre's hair? What is going on with Andre's hair? What is it, y'all? Is it a bun? I saw the tendril. Is the tendril coming down? Is it a plait? What is it? Somebody needs to explain to me what that is on Andre's head, because what it looks like is when ladies, have y'all ever cut y'all hair, instantly regretted it, and decided that you was going to try to put it in a ponytail and add some Marley hair to it? I'm telling my business. And then when you try to put it in the ponytail, the gel said no, and your afro started coming out of the ponytail. That is what Andre's hair look like. I don't know if it's a puff, if it's a plait, if it's a tendril, so I'm going to just call it a puff braid plait. Okay, we're going to call it a plait at this point, because we don't know what it is. But he's getting his he got his eye on Cynthia. Cynthia's a beautiful woman. A lot of the ladies have noticed it as well, but you know, they still gonna bring their A game. We got Z also at the mixer. She's not the same funny, jokey girl that we saw earlier in the episodes. Episode 1. She's not that same happy-go-lucky girl, because she wants to know how she got on the chopping block. And this is never good, ladies. It's never good to come on Ready to Love and get to quizzing people up on who said what in the gentleman's room, because the gentlemen are always going to have each other's back. Occasionally, you'll have that one disloyal man, but for the most part, the men have each other's back when it comes to what goes on in the gentleman's room. For the most part, stays in the gentleman's room. I can only think of one person, if I'm remembering right, that did two, actually. Y'all remember London? I don't remember what season he was on. He didn't like to keep it in the gentleman's room. And y'all remember what you call it, that like to shake his booty? What was his name, y'all? He had his knees out for the reunion. I cannot remember his name, y'all, but he also liked to talk outside of the lounge. But anyway, yeah, the men are like, we're not going to say who said what, but what you need to do, Z, is just relax, okay? I'm not really sure why. I guess she might be giving off homegirl vibes, and maybe that's why she got put on the block, but I think she really should just continue to be herself. Quizzing people up like this is probably not going to work in her favor either. Moving forward, Kavaya, I think that's her name, and Mark Anthony, the new guy, they go and have a talk. The talk doesn't go well, okay? He's starting to see yellow and red flags with her, and when they go outside to talk, she lets him know that most of her problem with finding a man has been financial. Speaking of finances, I mean, how are your finances? What you think about spoiling a woman? How do you feel about that? Spoiling your partner? And he was just like, spoiling? You know, I feel like I give spoiling, I give you what you earn. Okay, whatever you earn is what I give you. And she was like, so I have to prove myself for you to spoil me? Like, you just don't see me and want to do that? That's not just something that you would like to do? Okay. I had to think about it for a minute, y'all. So hold on. Let me pontificate real quick. So this is how I feel about spoiling. I don't have a problem with a man who wants to spoil his woman, or a woman who wants to spoil her man, or a woman who wants to spoil a woman. You know, if you're into that type of thing. I don't have any problem with anybody spoiling their partner. However, when it comes to dating, I think that I think spoiling is intended for when things get a little bit deeper, unless you just the type that like to, you know, you like to spend it. You know, you like to put some money on the table. If you that type, then do what you do. But let's just say you're a regular salaried employee like myself, and you are on a budget. You may not want to go blow all your money on every single woman that you like or you fancy. So what I recommend in dating is to think of it like this. Everybody should be given a basic respect. Okay? Because I know sometimes people get real touchy about, what you mean I got to earn? What you mean I got to earn? I think some things are given. You should respect me, and I should respect you. I should put forth effort. You should put forth effort. We are getting to know each other. We are dating. No one person should be sitting back with their hands behind their head doing absolutely nothing. I should give you my time. You should give me your time. So we should be considerate of each other's time. We should be both putting forth effort, and we should be both giving each other respect. When we get into spoiling, for us regular folk, I think spoiling comes with getting to know somebody. So not necessarily them earning anything, but as you get to know them and you desire to do those things for them. If you don't desire to spoil anybody, please don't do it. Please don't do it, because what you wind up doing is spoiling somebody and then getting mad when they receive it and things don't go well. Now you ticked off and you want your money back. No, you got to do it because you want to. Okay, it can't even really be an earned thing. You really have to do it because you want to. But I believe those things come a little bit later unless you just like to spend it. So I guess I agree with Mark, but I also can see how Kavaya, whatever her name is, a woman would want to be spoiled. But baby, that does come with time, in my opinion. But I'm just a regular woman, y'all. I don't know. Do y'all, for those of y'all that's getting spoiled out the gate, y'all let me know what that feel like. I don't know. I do not know. Moving on. So let's go back to Cynthia. So Jeffrey and Andre are outside having a conversation. I'm going to let you guys know now. I know Jeffrey is probably going to be a fan favorite. I don't like her voice. It gets on my nerves. It's very Minnie Mouse-ish, and for some reason, I believe it's not her real voice. I think her real voice sounds like this, but I don't have any proof of that. But she's just like, oh, I wanted to spend some time with you. I missed you. So they're over there talking, and as they're sitting down spending the one-on-one time together, Cynthia says, oh, excuse me, may I interrupt? Y'all, her face got so straight, and then she switched it just that fast. I said, see, that's when her real voice was about to come out. And she said she didn't mind. Jeffrey says there is no competition. Okay, these girls might be thirsty, but if Andre wants me and if his heart is supposed to be with me, then we will be together. Jeffrey gonna lose her cool. I don't know when and I don't know how, but it's always them types. Y'all ever seen the movie Anger Management? That's what it's given. So anyway, Jeffrey decides that she is going to walk away. She's had quite enough of this. And Cynthia and Andre decide to sit down and have a chat. Now, what we find out about Cynthia is that her mama had a strong hand on her. Okay, she is 37. She got 2 children. And now that she has 2 girls of her own, she now sees why her mama had such a strong hand on her. And now her and her mom get along great, because even though she didn't want to conform to the rules, she gets why her mother set those rules. I think that Cynthia and all the other ladies are going to find out that Andre is really cute, but he just, oh my gosh, he is so corny, but it's funny too. It's not corny in a cute way. It's like awkward. He was just like, I'm dying. I'm dying of love. Andre. Then he gave her this awkward high five. I said, Lord help him. So Febreze. Now Febreze say he 44. I'm not even gonna give him I ain't even gonna give him too much about the fact he might be lying about his age. He does look a little older than 44, but everybody on this show, I think, lies about their age, including the women. I don't think anybody's being honest about their age. But Febreze said, did he say that he was an Asian man who also lived in Paris, who was from the Caribbean? Is that what I got out of him? Either way, I do like his accent. I do like the way he talks. He lets us know that he also can cook, baby. You're going to be stuck if you eat his food. I said, I'm trying to get stuck with you, Febreze, because the chicken ain't seasoned over here with me, and I'm trying to figure out how I can add some lemon pepper to it, let it maybe sit for a couple hours. Oh, y'all, I'm so mad about this chicken. My mouth was, I paid $14.69 for this wing basket. Let me calm down. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not about that. So anyway, when Febreze gets over with Jeffries, they start talking about tattoos. And she said she had a tattoo on her back that said God is love. He also has a tattoo on his back. They both have it in Japanese. And she asks, what does it say? He said, hopefully you get to see it one day. She... You're back? Oh my gosh. Y'all, but I know men love it. Y'all love the easy-weesy baby. Y'all love those voices. You do. You love them. I promise you do. Don't tell me you don't. So, anyway, she said that she's not really sure about Febreze. Might be a little too much for her, trying to, turn her on sexually, because it take her a while to get there. So anyway, the mixture is done. Let's see what's about to happen next. All right, cussing alert, y'all. I might say 2 cuss words. Give me 2. let's talk about this childish ass conversation between Cynthia and the guys, Jonique and the guys, and how they really could have spent their time asking some more poignant things. But it sounded like a YouTube conversation. So when Cynthia gets there, she's in yellow. She was doing that. She gets there first. And Anthony makes the comment before she gets there that if one more man show up, I'm going to be ready to leave. I ain't never had to go on a date with 6 guys. Shut up. Okay, shut up, Anthony, because as Ready to Love veterans, and we are veterans because we have been here since season 1. You can check my resume. As Ready to Love veterans, we were here when it was 4 men and 90 women on the show. And I'm exaggerating, but that's what it felt like. So you would have loved it in those days. So go and take this little bit of heat where you got to be with 6 men, because trust me, for the ladies in season 1, it was way worse. So Cynthia does get there and they're asking her what her type is, right? Love the way she answered the question. She said, everybody's my type. Oh no, everybody can't be your type. Everybody, she was just like, let me answer. And let me just say, I like the way that Cynthia was commanding the attention of the table. She wasn't loud or extra or any of that, but she was able to say, hold on now, y'all calm down. You asked me a question, let me answer. True. So she lets them know. Sure, I've had types before, but as you get older, you kind of start to see that you want to give people a chance based on other characteristics other than how someone looks. Now, generally what I like is a guy that's in shape, somebody that takes care of himself, well groomed. And yeah, that's safe. Okay, somebody that's in good shape and well groomed, that's real safe, because you can be a not that good looking person, but if you take really good care of yourself, honey, those little things matter. How you smell, if your shoes is clean, if them underarms is rank, if the teeth is right, all of those things add up. So well groomed was a good one, smelling good, all of that. So Andre, number one, he didn't believe her when she said she didn't have a type. But then he says, she was rubbing me the wrong way, but then I felt like she was being genuine. Who cares what you think, Pratt? Okay, plait, braid, ponytail. We don't care what you think. He asks her, do you like light skin? Do you like dark skin? Y'all, I'm telling you, I almost came through my phone on him. I do not, black people, that is such an ignorant, I'm sorry, hold on, because then I know we'll get into the preferences conversation. I'm just going to say right out, I don't like it. I don't like when people be like, oh, he gotta be chocolate, or oh, she gotta be light, or oh, she gotta be chocolate. I just really, I don't like I normally don't even go for the, it usually bothers me, but now I've had to learn that some people are drawn to certain things, and that's okay. That is okay. That is what you prefer, and that is okay. What we can't do though is, I don't do the whole assigning a stereotype to whatever it is you don't like. So if you don't like light-skinned men, I don't want to hear because they pretty. I don't want to hear because they soft. I don't want to hear because they mama's boys. I don't want to hear stuff like that because it's silly. If you don't like dark-skinned women, I don't want to hear because they're loud. I don't want to hear because they're angry. I don't want to hear because they nappy-headed. I don't want to hear because they hoes or aggressive. Like, I don't want to hear that. All right? Just like what you like, and then keep it moving. And having a lighter or a darker skin tone does not make your features more attractive. Okay, you still look the same way. So let's just be clear about that. It don't make a dark-skinned man is not more handsome, and a light-skinned woman is not more beautiful. So I just want to put those things out there because I really think that talk, it drives me up the wall. Whenever I hear girls say it, I'll be like, okay, so you about eliminating half the men because he got to be chocolate. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. You silly. But I know that y'all like what y'all like. I ain't trying to argue about it. I promise y'all I'm not. But just as long as you don't assign a stereotype to it, go ahead and do what you do, child. Whatever. Anyway, Cynthia, my girl, says all skins are her type. All eyes are her type. They, again, don't really believe her, but that's probably because they date in a color fashion themselves, so they just can't believe that somebody wouldn't care. I, for one, do not care. I done dated them light, bright whites, and I dated them real blue, black, and do not care. So anyway, Jonique shows up, all right, and they ask Jonique, what is her type? Jonique says, well, normally I like them dark skinned. I said, see, here we go. Here we go again. But she didn't assign anything to it. Okay, she didn't say anything else about it. She just said that's what she normally goes for. But she could do anybody. She also says, they asked her Andre asked would she date an ugly man, and she was just like, I mean, I done dated men that was ugly to everybody else, but they wasn't ugly to me. And that's a typical answer for most women. Like, we've all been with one guy or multiple guys that everybody else is like, I don't see it, but he was the finest thing to you, and that's all that matters. It don't matter what everybody else thinks. So yeah, Jonique says she probably has done it and would do it. Then the whole submissive conversation comes up, and y'all know, oh my gosh, Cynthia had the best answer. I actually am very submissive. Every woman can be submissive. It is a choice, but you have to be with somebody that you can be submissive with. I know that I'm very independent and I can be very strong. However, I have to be that way. I'm a woman with children. I can't just let somebody come in and play with me. But if I'm around a man that don't play, you can wear your briefs. I will wear my panties because I know what it takes. I don't want to be in your position. I'm good in mine. I said, girl, you better say that. I'm going to have to, let me write that down. You can wear your briefs. I will wear my panties. I was really feeling what she said. I really liked it. She verbalized it perfectly. I don't even need to add anything to it. Oh, I do. Going back to the I know y'all like, shut up. One more thing going back to the skin tone. I forgot to add. I don't care as long as you don't add a stereotype and as long as it's not a fetish, a little mini fetish. Because I'm finding that some women and men want to date a certain skin tone because they want their kids to come out like that. And that's weird. That's very weird because your kids they could very well come out looking like you. The skin tone you trying to avoid. So don't be stupid. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. That really does. I got light and dark in my family. So it just never is like, that's never talk that we do. So when I came out my box and I heard people doing it, I was like, this is dumb. This is so dumb. Like, I would hear it at school occasionally, but like, just to hear it on a regular amongst grown people is just weird to me. Now moving on. Anyway, so submission and types is the talk. Andre was the narrator, and for some reason we had to keep hearing his opinion, and I didn't want to hear it. But that's how the little meetup went with them. Ooh, child. So we got 2 dates, Z and Blake, and then we got Marcy and Tony. Z and Blake's date was a disaster. And I probably would put it more on Z. She was very awkward and she was very nervous. But I don't think Blake was the best companion for the date because he was coming in like, I don't know. I wouldn't be comfortable on a date with Blake. If I was already nervous, I would probably be about to throw up if I had to sit in front of Blake and him just kind of eyeing you with those eyes of like, I don't really want to be here. I'm required to be here. And then he's just like, I want to know about you. I want to know, who are you? I want to know about your mother. I want to know about your grandmother. I want to know, what do you like to do? Do you like to work out? Do you like this? And it was just like, you're not really creating an environment. He said he wanted her to be vulnerable and open up, but that's not really the environment that was created. The conversation wasn't really flowing. I'm trying to figure out how they got paired on a date anyway, because it doesn't even seem like these two would like each other. You guys already know I don't like Blake. I've already been pretty verbal about the fact that I don't really care for him. But I will say, in all fairness, I think that Z was nervous. I think that she was a little awkward. And I just don't think these two probably should have gone on a date together at all. Their personalities are not even similar. But I really do believe that Z is just completely in her head and will continue to be in her head about that elimination. So it really does suck. Marcy and Tony's date went well. Marcy says that she used to be a problem child and she just really had to have people pour into her. And that's why she's so compassionate about people, because Had she not been poured into, there's no telling where she would be when it came to, her time as a young woman versus now. They kind of connect on that level. And I think Tony shares some things about himself as well. I can't even really remember exactly what all Tony was talking about, but he did talk about God and the importance of having a relationship. And he does pray over the food. And Marcy was like, Tony, you better lead. I said, Lord, listen, ladies, I swear the church and religion got us in a chokehold. And this is coming from somebody who was extremely churchy and very much loves God. These men, just because they pray well, I don't care if they keep their Bible on the nightstand. I don't care if they got one in the car. Does not mean that they are men of God. You have to what? Search. Test the spirit. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says that you have to test the spirit. You can't just automatically assume that everybody running around here godly. Same thing for you, men. Stop thinking that just because she go to church that she got some spiritual in her. Stop thinking just because she say she's spiritual that she got any type of religion or that she know God, honey, because some women just run around saying they spiritual, they got tattoos and they got piercings, but they'll stab you. Okay? They will stab you the very next date, and they'll be somewhere wishing for your downfall, and it might come to pass because them the ones that's in touch with the energies in the universe. But you got to quit falling for the okie doke, folks. You got to make sure people are who they say they are. People know how to make a good show of things. Trust me, I wouldn't say that I've been out with a lot of different types, but I've gone on dates with a lot of different types of men, including the religious types. And when I tell you, they'll try to get you in that bed and they'll try to use the Bible to do it. I had this one man tell me that we could be in a covenant relationship, that, marriage wasn't really like it is now today, which is true. Marriage in the Bible is not like it is today. And any woman that you lay with is technically your wife. So as long as we laying together, I'm going to treat you as a wife. This is after knowing me for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. And was in that word heavy. I'm talking about knew what he was talking about. So ladies, you better be careful what you say to me. Y'all better be careful out there. Quit falling for the okie doke, but it's all right. It's all right. I'm preaching today, y'all. I just had a little bit of coffee. Let me keep watching. All right. So then the fellas get to have a group date with the ladies, the two fellas. Febreze, I'm going to call him right. Febreze and Mark Anthony, they come in. Marcy is very, very intrigued with Mark Anthony's butt. And it is a nice butt, girl. I did notice. And then he was kind of trying to slide through. I was like, look at him. So he goes to have a seat and they start discussing ZX. Have they ever dated outside of their race? And of course they say yes. Mark Anthony says he definitely has. However, he does prefer black women. It's kind of like going through the menu. You like everything on it. You'll eat everything on it. However, you would like the chef special. You would like the special menu. And on the special menu is the black women. Good answer, Mark Anthony. Good answer. But it don't mean nothing to me. I always still look at y'all. Just to make sure I still keep my eye on things. So I'm glad they didn't harp on that conversation too much. Then Febreze says that when he was living in Paris, he worked for Giorgio Armani. And I get the feeling that he done dated a couple of models in his day. He said that he has dated the Rainbow. He has dated everybody. And one of the things about him is you have to be a woman of a certain kind. You have to be a woman who, tickle his pickle. You have to be a woman who is very sexual, because he is very sexual out in Paris. And you have to be able to keep up with him sexually. He keeps bringing it up, y'all. Every time, like, we can say, yeah, I like to also collect Legos. Yes, I like to collect Legos and I like to put them on my body because I like to do it sexually, and when I was working for Giorgio Armani and, Roberto Cavalli and I will stop. But y'all, he was getting his sex talk. Oh, everybody was looking like, okay. Everybody except for Suanne. Suanne is just like, you know what? As I get older, I find that I'm quite horny myself. And he's just like, oh, wee. I'm quite horny. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I know what I'm doing now. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Febreze. I might be trying to see what Febreze talking about. I said, okay, well, y'all too. Sue-Ann. Who named her that? Sue-Ann and Febreze. Y'all get together and do what y'all do. But the rest of the women are not really feeling all of this sex talk. They move back to Mark Anthony and they ask him, like, what does it for you? What really does it for you? And both him and Febreze both kind of like say this. It's like a loaded question. It's not just one particular thing that does it for them. They also talk about him studying to be a pilot. So he's not a pilot yet. But he is studying to be a pilot, and then Mercedes is a flight attendant, and they just kind of both concur on how that life can be, and they have a little moment, and it was everybody. I don't know who that girl was. I think it was Morgan, where she was just like, that's cute. I love a girl that's not a hater, and it was cute. It was really, really cute. Everybody's studying to be a pilot around me, probably because I'm in the Air Force, but that's not the point. I'm like, is this a sign, God? Do you want me to be a pilot? Do y'all want to see me when y'all get on y'all plane ride and I poke my head out the door and be like, how y'all doing? I get on the mic and be like, welcome to American Airlines. We want to thank you for flying, and we are about 10 minutes from the... They all talk the same. I think they get their training in pilot school. But yeah, they have a cute little moment. The date overall with the guys goes really well. It's very lighthearted. It's very fun. The only weird part was for Febreze when he kept bringing up the sexuality. So it's not just one thing for him. It's many things that have to tickle his pickle. Okay. That's the last time I'm going to say it, y'all. I got a feeling for Febreze. I don't know how long he going to be here, but they might surprise me. So when we get to the gentleman's lounge, we got to decide who we like, who we don't like. Amongst the likes, Morgan's name does come up amongst the like. Mercedes' name comes up amongst the like. Jeffrey's comes up amongst the like. But of course, I'm probably missing somebody. Who comes up amongst the dislikes? Z comes up. Kavaya comes up. And I feel like it was one more person that may have come up, but not come up in a way where they're going to go home. So they're going to have to make a decision. Nephew Tyler Perry lets them know that every week the gentlemen have the opportunity to get a save. Okay, they can save somebody from going home for the week, but it has to be unanimous. Everybody has to agree on the save. So this is going to be interesting. I want to see how this curveball works. I got to see it in action. So I thought they were going to use the save, but they didn't. They actually ended up sending Z home, which I think was for the best. I just don't know if this is the environment that someone like her needs to be dating in. For some reason, she gives me online dating vibes, and ain't nothing wrong with it. I date online too. I date everywhere. So she ends up having to go home. Kavaya was on the chopping block. I think I'm saying her name wrong. And personally, I think she wanted to go home. I don't think she cared. I think she was thinking in the back of her mind, broke boys don't deserve no coochie. Y'all know that's right. I'm not gonna sit around these broke boys. She said, I'm looking for somebody to treat me the same or better than I do myself. Lead with that, Kavaya, however you say your name. Lead with that, because the way that you've been handling it so far just comes off as snooty and none of you are good enough for me. If you would have just said, look, I take really good care of myself and I'm kind of looking for somebody that can match that energy, that right there, totally understand. I don't think it's too many women who don't understand that. If you treat yourself well, I always tell a man that. I got male friends that I say, listen, if you want your woman to stay at home and be with the kids, put her in a position where she can stay at home and be with the kids, but still be able to do the things for herself that she likes to do. Don't try to have her on no budget doing her own nails and toes and having her looking busted because you want her to stay at home. She was able to do those things when she was going to work. So you need to be able to make sure she can still take care of herself, or else let that woman go to work. Like, quit playing with her like that. So yeah, I totally understand what she's saying. It's just the way that she goes about it. But she already said, like, listen, I am it. I don't know why y'all would send me home, honey. I am that girl. I am fine. I'm a snack. Y'all, I know she's a lot, but it was funny to me for some reason. The way she was just like, what? Me? For what? Oh my God. Not me. Really? Like, you guys are crazy and you guys are broke. So it doesn't even matter. Oh my gosh, she is so funny to me. Okay, but I don't know how much longer she's going to last either. But we will see. I just don't think any of these guys cut it for her. All right. Did I cover everything? If I didn't, y'all, just forgive me. I'm going to try to get this up before I get back on the road. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one, okay? Thank y'all for listening to me. Bye.